Metal-clad cable, often referred to as Type MC cable, is a factory-assembled cable containing one or more insulated conductors enclosed in a metallic sheath of interlocking tape or corrugated tube. Its installation is governed by Article 330.10 of the National Electrical Code, which addresses uses permitted. The question of whether PVC-coated MC cables installed in a deck and extending 18 inches along an exposed wall before entering a panel board is acceptable according to the NEC can be addressed by examining the relevant sections of the code. Article 330.10 of the NEC permits the use of Type MC cable in exposed work. This means that running the cable along the exposed wall is generally permissible, provided other requirements are met. Article 330.10b of the NEC mandates the support requirements for Type MC cable. It specifies that Type MC cable must be supported at intervals not exceeding 6 feet. If the cable is appropriately supported by the deck and the exposed wall at intervals of 6 feet or less, this requirement is satisfied. Article 330.22 of the NEC stipulates the termination requirements for Type MC cable. This section requires that Type MC cable be terminated in an approved fitting. A panel board is considered an approved fitting for terminating MC cable. Therefore, terminating the cable in a panel board is compliant with this requirement. Considering these points, the installation of PVC-coated MC cables in the deck and extending 18 inches along an exposed wall before entering the panel board is generally acceptable by NEC standards, assuming all support and termination requirements are met. It's crucial to ensure that the installation adheres strictly to the NEC guidelines, particularly those concerning support intervals and proper termination, to ensure safety and compliance. Therefore, confirming adherence to both Articles 330.10b and 330.22 is vital for validation of the installation. Ensuring compliance with all relevant NEC articles ensures electrical safety and adherence to code. The integrity of the PVC coating itself should also be considered. The PVC coating provides additional protection against corrosion and physical damage. Inspect the coating for any signs of damage such as cuts, abrasions, or punctures, as these could compromise its protective function. Any damage to the coating should be repaired using appropriate methods and materials to maintain its integrity. When installing MC cable, consider the environment it will be exposed to. If the cable will be subjected to corrosive substances, such as chemicals or salt water, choose a cable with a suitable outer jacket or coating to resist corrosion. Also, consider the temperature range the cable will be exposed to, and select a cable that is rated for those temperatures. Proper cable selection ensures long-term reliability and safety. Securely fasten the MC cable to the supporting structure using approved cable ties, straps, or clamps. Ensure that the fasteners are compatible with the cable and the supporting structure. Avoid over-tightening the fasteners, as this could damage the cable or its insulation. Maintain proper spacing between fasteners to prevent the cable from sagging or straining. When bending MC cable, adhere to the minimum bending radius specified by the manufacturer. Bending the cable too sharply can damage the conductors or the metallic sheath. Use appropriate bending tools to achieve smooth, consistent bends without kinking or flattening the cable. Avoid repeated bending or flexing of the cable, as this can weaken the conductors or the sheath. When pulling MC cable through conduit or other raceways, use cable lubricant to reduce friction and prevent damage to the cable. Ensure that the conduit or raceway is clean and free of obstructions before pulling the cable. Use appropriate pulling equipment and techniques to avoid overstressing the cable. After installing MC cable, inspect it thoroughly for any signs of damage or defects. Check the cable for cuts, abrasions, or punctures in the outer jacket or insulation. Inspect the connectors and fittings for proper installation and tightness. Verify that the cable is securely supported and terminated according to the NEC and manufacturer's instructions. Properly grounding MC cable is essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, tripping a circuit breaker or fuse and preventing electrical shock hazards. Ensure that the metallic sheath of the MC cable is properly grounded at both ends of the run, as well as at any intermediate points as required by the NEC. Use approved grounding connectors and techniques to create a reliable, low-impedance ground path. The size of the grounding conductor must comply with NEC Table 250.122, which specifies the minimum size of equipment grounding conductors based on the rating of the overcurrent protective device in the circuit. Always follow the NEC guidelines for grounding MC cable to ensure electrical safety and code compliance. MC cable terminations must be properly installed and tightened to ensure secure electrical connection. Use approved connectors and fittings that are specifically designed for MC cable. Strip the insulation from the conductors carefully, avoiding damage to the conductor strands. Insert the conductors fully into the connector and tighten the screws or set screws to the specified torque. After tightening the connectors, give the cable a gentle tug to verify that the connection is secure. Loose or poorly installed terminations can cause overheating, arcing, and even electrical fires. To ensure the long-term reliability and safety of the electrical system, it's essential to inspect MC cable terminations periodically and retighten them as necessary. When installing MC cable in damp or wet locations, take extra precautions to protect the cable and its terminations from moisture. Use MC cable with a moisture-resistant outer jacket or coating. Seal the ends of the cable with waterproof tape or sealant to prevent moisture from entering the cable. Use waterproof connectors and fittings to protect the terminations from moisture. Install the cable and its supports in a way that prevents water from pooling around the cable. By following these precautions, you can ensure that MC cable installations in damp or wet locations remain safe and reliable. When installing MC cable in areas where it may be exposed to physical damage, take steps to protect the cable from impact, abrasion, or other hazards. Use MC cable with a rugged outer jacket or coating. Install the cable in a protective conduit or raceway. Use cable guards or shields to protect the cable from impact. Route the cable away from areas where it is likely to be damaged. By taking these precautions, you can extend the life of the MC cable and prevent costly repairs. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and the NEC when installing MC cable. The manufacturer's instructions provide specific guidance on the proper installation and termination of the cable. The NEC provides general requirements for electrical installations, including those involving MC cable. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that your MC cable installation is safe, reliable, and code compliant. When working with electricity, always wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses, gloves, and insulated tools. To energize the circuit before working on any electrical equipment. Test the circuit to verify that it is de-energized before proceeding. Follow lockout/tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization of the circuit. Be aware of the potential hazards associated with electricity and take steps to protect yourself and others. Always seek the advice of a qualified electrician if you are unsure about any aspect of the electrical installation. A qualified electrician has the knowledge and experience to perform electrical work safely and correctly. They can also help you to ensure that your electrical installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Remember that electricity can be dangerous, and it's always best to err on the side of caution. In addition to the general guidelines for installing MC cable, there are also some specific requirements that apply to certain types of installations. For example, when installing MC cable in hazardous locations, you must use MC cable that is specifically listed and labeled for use in those locations. You must also follow the special installation requirements that apply to hazardous locations, such as those related to bonding and grounding. When installing MC cable in healthcare facilities, you must follow the special requirements that apply to those facilities, such as those related to patient care areas and essential electrical systems. These requirements are designed to protect patients and staff from electrical hazards. Always consult the NEC and other applicable codes and standards for specific requirements related to your particular installation. Furthermore, the ampacity of the MC cable must be considered. Ampacity refers to the current carrying capacity of the cable. The ampacity of MC cable is determined by the size and type of conductors, as well as the temperature rating of the cable. NEC Table 310.16 provides ampacity ratings for various types of conductors in different conditions. When selecting NEC cable for an installation, ensure that the cable has sufficient ampacity to carry the intended load. Also, consider the directing factors that may apply, such as those for ambient temperature and conduit fill. Directing factors reduce the ampacity of the cable to account for conditions that may cause it to overheat. Always follow the NEC guidelines for ampacity and directing to ensure that the NEC cable is not overloaded. Overloaded cables can overheat and cause fires. Voltage drop is another important factor to consider when installing NEC cable. Voltage drop refers to the decrease in voltage that occurs along the length of the cable due to the resistance of the conductors. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The amount of voltage drop depends on the length of the cable, the size of the conductors, and the amount of current flowing through the cable. The NEC recommends that voltage drop should not exceed 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. Use voltage drop calculators or consult the NEC to determine the appropriate size of conductors to minimize voltage drop. Proper planning and design can help to ensure that voltage drop is within acceptable limits.